The research world is starting to appreciate that there's more to Alzheimer's than just amyloid. We've been trying to, for a long time, target amyloid, and decades and billions have been spent targeting amyloid. And it's sort of like cleaning up the ashes after the house is already burned down. I mean, there's something in the disease process that involves amyloid, and we're not sure exactly where it comes into play, but it's probably more of a covariant than a cause. And so now we're starting to look at different mechanisms, I call amyloid like the usual suspect, right? So we're going beyond that. Our scientific co-founders have been looking at this for over 10 years, and they've been looking at other suspects that are hiding in plain view. Giacomo is the director of the Santa Lucia Brain Stimulation Lab in Rome, and his partner Emiliano Santornecchi is at Harvard MGH, and they're looking at Alzheimer's in a totally new way that is not obsessively focused on amyloid. They're looking at Alzheimer's more as an electrophysiological disorder. Now, if you think about heart disease, atrial fibrillation, for example, pacemakers, that's an electrical disorder of the heart. Well, Alzheimer's could be that on a much grander scale. We induce neuroplasticity. We actually create new connections in the default mode network, which is our target. You take a drug and inject it into a vein, it goes all over your body with all kinds of unknown side effects, right? With neuromodulation, we can be very precise in what we're hitting. But what is cool about where neuromodulation is going is that it's going non-invasive. Every patient's brain responds differently, so fundamentally we need to personalize the therapy based on how their brain responds, where we stimulate, and how we stimulate. All previous attempts at Alzheimer's stimulation have involved different targets, and none have involved personalization and precision. We're taking a targeted approach to this. Where you stimulate and how you stimulate is critical, in our view, to getting these spectacular results. So this is the key tool that we use to personalize. This is TMS paired with 64-channel EEG. We fire once at the precuneus in the back of the head with one pulse, and it's like dropping a pebble into the pond. We listen to the signals reverberating around the network, and this is the basis of how we personalize the therapy. That generates a ton of information that we process in the cloud with our cloud-based personalization engine that analyzes the signals in order to determine where to stimulate and how to stimulate for that particular patient. Once we calibrate the system, the therapy is delivered in weekly 25-minute sessions where the patient lies back in a recliner, totally painless, and they have this custom calibrated stimulation targeted to exactly where it needs to be in the brain. This approach is completely unique and has never been done before. This is the first time we've ever seen a neuromodulation approach. It has enormous transformative potential for patients based on an 82% disease slowing that we saw in our published phase 2 results.